Today we are going through a old proposed tank destroyer line for the German tech tree. Now there's obviously people out there who want this. I know it's still kicking. Anyways, this line is a German assault tank destroyer line with the Sturmtiger at tier 10. This was created by the Reddit user u/Jack Attacker. And he has more fantastic proposals about the German tech tree, more German tank destroyer lines, which I might do other videos on in the future. First might be a parted series, who knows. But I will link them down in the description. Anyways guys, I'm Jordan, also known as Hotshot Raptor, and I make a wide amount of videos on this channel, from funny moments videos to videos about a game I am making, to World of Tanks videos like this and factual or other factual videos. Here's some on the screen now, you can have a look at them, you can click on them. And anyways, if you're new and you enjoy this video, be sure to smash a like and please subscribe if you want to see more like this, and maybe check out my other content as well. Anyways, let's get right into the video. We start off at tier 6 with the 15cm Hetzer. In 1944, Czechoslovakian factories producing Hetzer tanks were producing the chassis faster than the guns. This led to them considering other gun options for this vehicle. The stocks of old 15cm s.I.G 33 howitzers were available, and so they paired them together. The tank would have the same chassis stats as the Hetzer and the same mobility stats as well, including 60mm of well-sloped frontal armour. On the hull, the armour would be sloped like the Hetzer, and it will be 60, 20 and 8, and a top speed of 42 km/h. But I have never seen the Hetzer get to that top speed, so I don't know if this will either. Its stock gun would be the 105mm howitzer gun, which would have 64mm of penetration on standard rounds and deal 350 HP of damage. Its upgraded gun is a 15cm s.I.G 33, and this gun would have similar stats to the OI and the KV2's dirt gun. It would have 120mm of penetration on standard rounds and do 700 HP of damage, with an ammo loadout of AP, heat and HE. I think this will be a very fun tank to play. I mean, it's basically a Hetzer at tier 6 with a dirt gun comparable to the KV2. Who doesn't want that? Tier 7 is the STUG s.I.G 33B. In July 1941, it was decided to develop a version of the STUG 3 with a 15cm s.I.G 33 howitzer. 24 of these were made, and most of these were destroyed during the Battle of Stalingrad, and only 5 remained in service by 1944. The tank was intended to provide close fire support in city combat, where they had enough frontal armour to resist small arms fire and anti-tank guns. The tank's armour was 80mm on the front and 10 on the sides and the rear. With a top speed of 20 km/h, the creator decided to up this to around 40 km/h to further fit the line and not be absolutely sluggish. This tank is essentially a German Su-152, which is amazing because the Su-152 is my favourite tank. The tank would have the same gun as the tank before it, and it would have improved penetration on the AP and the heat rounds, being 135mm and 200mm respectively. Tier 8 is the Sturmpanzer IV. This is when we start to get to tanks that we all know and love. In 1942, Albert Speer ordered the development of a howitzer mounted on a tank chassis. So Alket developed a vehicle based upon the pre-existing Panzer IV chassis, which would be equipped with an STU-H42L-12. The vehicle saw service on many fronts like Kursk, the Battle of the Bulge, Normandy and Anzio. The tank would have 100mm of armour on the front, and on the sides and rear it would be unknown. The tank has a top speed of 40 km/h on roads, but off roads this would go down to 20 km/h. The tank still has a 15cm dirt gun, so the gun stats are only slightly buffed. AP rounds get buffed and penetration goes up to 205mm and damage goes up to 750 HP on standard rounds. It's basically just an improved version of the tank before it. Coming in at tier 9 is the Sturmtiger P. This was a concept, and it was only a concept, and in September 1942 the order was given to install a 210mm French mortar on the Tiger P. However, this was changed to the Elephant or the Ferdinand in March 1945. This is possibly the inspiration behind the artillery piece known as the GW Tiger P, even though the tank was proposed for direct fire rather than indirect fire. The tank had 200mm of armour on the front, and on the sides it would be 80, and on the rear it would be 80mm as well. The tank would also have a top speed of 30km/h, but would barely reach it because it weighs 70 tons. The tank's top gun would have 240mm of penetration on standard rounds and will do 900 HP of damage on standard rounds as well, which I think is absurd. This means this gun is huge. The tank would play like a Ferdinand version of the Type 5 Heavy. Coming in at tier 10 is the tank that you have all been waiting for, and that is the Sturmtiger 21. Firstly, this was proposed to have the same gun as the tier 9, the 210mm. However, due to restrictions on that gun, they went with the readily available 310mm instead. The casemate armour for this tank is 150mm thick with a 47-degree angle, making it effectively 200mm thick. The tank had a top speed of 40km/h, but this would never be reached because the tank weighed 69 tons. The tank would also have the same penetration as the tier 9, as it would use the same gun. So penetration would be 240mm of penetration, however the damage would go up as well, being 1100 HP on standard round, making it probably the highest damaging tank in the game. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was Jordan doing the assault tank destroyer line for the German tech tree. What do you think about this line? What is your favourite tank in this line? I personally like the tier 6, the Jagdpanzer with the 15cm howitzer. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, check out my other videos and check out everything else on this channel if you want, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.